Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor, like and subscribe. Do you guys remember that special year that everyone had to walk around wearing these things and everyone was struggling to survive? Well, as it turns out, Ruby, Franke, and her sisters got thousands of dollars in PPP loans. The PPP loan program was designed to help small businesses be able to pay themselves and their employees because they had to shut down that year and they were not making as much money. But plenty of influencers and content creators used it to pay themselves. And this has sparked a lot of controversy and outrage about if content creators actually needed it or not. This article comes to us from the Salt Lake Tribune, so let's get into it. Ruby Franke, the Utah parenting advice YouTuber facing CA charges, took more than $80,000 in since forgiven loans from the government's PPP program. Two of her sisters, who have both publicly condemned Franke and said Franke and business partner Jodi Hilderbrandt's arrests needed to happen, also borrowed thousands of dollars in PPP loans that have since been forgiven. Franke and her two sisters, Bonnie and Ellie, each applied for 2 rounds of PPP loans on behalf of their production companies. Like their sister, Bonnie and Ellie are both YouTube and social media personalities with 1.4 million and 1.6 million YouTube subscribers, respectively. So first, let's go ahead and take a look at Ruby's 8 passengers PPP loan. So this says there are 2 PPP loans for a total of $83,620 in our database for businesses with the name 8 Passengers Productions LLC in Springville, Utah. This is typically due to the same businesses receiving both first and second draw loans, but may also include similarly named but unrelated businesses, multiple branches of the same business, mistaken multiple applications, or potential fraud. And then on the right side, in January of 2021, they got $41,810. And then in April of 2020, $41,810. And further down, it shows the loan size, jobs retained 2, loan status, paid in full or forgiven, and it was approved on January 23rd, 2021. The loan status is reported by the SBA as paid in full, which includes both loans repaid and those fully forgiven from repayment under the PPP guidelines. This loan status was last updated by the SBA in September of 2021. Size of the company's PPP loan indicates that the number of employees on payroll during the eligibility calculation period, typically 2019, was higher than the 2 jobs reported as retained on the PPP. This could be caused by a reduction in employment since 2019 due to coronavirus and other factors. The minimum number of employees this company must have had in 2019 to qualify for the loan range received is 2. This estimation is accurate if all employees were paid at or over the $100,000 PPP salary eligibility cap. Understanding the SBA formula for determining PPP loan eligibility. The simplest way to describe the standard PPP calculation is that businesses are eligible to receive a maximum loan of up to 2.5 times their average 2019 monthly payroll costs. However, specific calculation methods vary based on the entity type and have numerous qualifications. Based on the standard PPP eligibility formula, it may be possible to estimate the payroll expenses represented by a company on their application. In order to qualify for the PPP loan amount received, 8 Passengers Productions LLC's 2019 payroll expenses are estimated to be at least $200,688, not accounting for salary amounts greater than $100,000. Because the 2 jobs reported are not enough to account for the loan range received, per employee payrolls cannot be estimated. And this is the reported PPP proceed usage. On the applications, 8 Passengers Productions reported intending to use the proceeds for the following expenses: payroll $41,808, utilities $1. Moving on to Ruby's sisters. Bonnie Holine Productions LLC received 2 PPP loans totaling roughly $53,000. The company reported having 3 employees. Her sister Ellie, E&J Productions, run by Meacham and her husband Jared, received roughly $47,000 total from 2 PPP loans and reported having 2 employees. I shared this story on TikTok and a couple people commented, well, Bonnie and her sister have a clothing line. Just remember, this is not for their clothing line, this is for their YouTube. Here's Bonnie's. It says there are 2 PPP loans for a total of $53,182 in our databases for businesses with the name Holing Productions LLC in Logan, Utah. And then it says at the bottom, in March of 2021, they received $26,590, and then in April of 2020, $26,592. This says loan size $26,590, jobs retained 3, loan approved 3/12/2021, loan status paid in full or forgiven. At the bottom here it says reported PPP usage on the application. Holing Productions reported intending to use the proceeds of their PPP loan for the following expenses. Payroll $26,590. So for both of their loans, they used it to pay themselves. And I couldn't find Ellie and Jared's PPP loan, but remember they got around $43,000 from both of their loans total. There were no rules against content creators applying for PPP loans. To qualify, applicants only needed to be business owners with fewer than 500 employees. Sole proprietors, independent contractors, and self-employed persons were eligible. But critics have said the program stretched beyond its intended purpose, and people who didn't really need the money took advantage of it. Tom Brady's nutrition company received nearly $1 million in forgiven PPP loans. So if PPP loans were designed for small businesses and business owners who were struggling during that year so that they could pay their employees and stay in business, do you think that social media influencers, content creators should have received that money? Ruby got more money than all 3 of them did. But I guarantee none of them stopped posting during COVID, and none of them had a financial loss. If anything, they made more financially because more people were staying home and more people had the ability to sit on the internet and watch YouTube. I mean, tons of content creators actually got their start during that year and grew ginormously. That's how they got their start. So in my opinion, I just think it's a little crazy that content creators took out PPP loans when there were actually small businesses who were struggling who couldn't even get approved for those loans. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you can, please do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up to push it into the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share.